Here comes the boy. Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is my new friend Justin. Not the other Justin that you guys know. I have two friends now that are named Justin, so that's fun. And we're gonna carve pumpkins today. And he just got his. Yours is lopsided.
It's not the best. I mean, it could have been better.
It's fine. And you're gonna freehand it, right?
Yeah.
Let's see how that goes. And I'm going to do a stencil of, you know, an anatomical heart because, you know me, everyone who's watching is like, yep, that's her. And this one's gonna be a scary jack-o'-lantern which I'm going to take pictures with, and hopefully it fits on my head because first one didn't. And we've got like pumpkin carving tools and more stencils, and I have a big knife.
Oh God.
A big spoon and some gloves. And then we're gonna save the seeds in this, and then we're gonna put all the pumpkin guts into the nasty pink thingy. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, and they're also cutting corn. Like,
I saw that one
right there.
in.
So if we get crop dusted with corn dust, I'll let you guys know. Some help, but we got it open. My head is definitely not going to fit into this, so I will have to make it bigger. But right now, I'm just gonna gut it and collect the seeds. There's not many seeds in this one.
Is there really?
There's not a lot. Oh well.
That looks like a decent amount.
We have 3 pumpkins to get through. I'm sure we'll have enough.
You're
cutting the top off.
Yeah.
We're different.
Normal people cut the top off.
So you're a top. You can hear the corn. Anyway, that's gonna be like such a nice transition. I got a big old hole for my big old head. I don't think my head's gonna fit.
Small head, mind you.
Yeah, apparently I have a small head. My mother, the nurse, said I had a small head.
Got a bunch of seeds.
Yeah, we got a whole bunch of seeds. Most of them came from mine. I'm kidding.
Excuse you?
Okay, I'm gonna see if this even fits. I'm like so scared I'm gonna get my head stuck.
I mean, if you get your head stuck, you're just gonna have to pull it off of your head.
Okay, like
you need to make it bigger.
just a little bit bigger. A little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. How are you doing? Show me yours.
I mean, we haven't even started yet. It's empty.
Yeah. We've got it all gutted out. I don't know how I have a hole cut in mine, but that's fine. Also, this lighting sucks. Sound. We need a thumbnail. Get over here. Okay, then we're gonna take another one. Okay, so I was gonna tell Justin the what the heck is his name? Ziegler story about how he almost ran me over. Actually, he almost ran me over twice. But I'll tell you the first one.
I didn't even manage to do that twice.
Listen. So, once upon a time, it was a wintry day, and it was actually like evening. And you know how it gets like dark really quick at night?
In winter.
In winter.
Yeah.
So I was coming home from Austin and Emma. Austin and Emma used to live in that house that they're renovating. And literally right across the road, right? Like right across the road. So it's probably like starting to get dark, like you're trying to see a little better. It's dark, you can't see anything. And I'm like such a good storyteller, guys. Story time! Anyway, so I'm walking across the street, and Ziegler has his big old tractor with his snowplow on it, and he's plowing his lane, right? Now, as I'm walking, my boot gets stuck into the snow, and I cannot move. It's like quicksand. Like, I stepped in a hole that was frozen and pre-dug, and I cannot get out.
Okay, so you're stuck
I see,
in the frozen snow. I
see this gigantic snowplow coming towards me, and my doom is just impending on top of me, and I'm like, I'm gonna die. Like,
this is it.
My tiny 10-year-old brain can't
it's going a mile
realize how I can just take my foot out of my boot and just surrender my boot and let it get run over. No, I have to die with my boot. So I have my sled next to me, and I'm like, okay, if I time this right, I can lie down and go between his tires when he comes, and I will survive. Now,
so you took the
The advanced
time.
protocol
Yeah.
of not dying.
I've also like came up with this plan when it could have been gone by now. So he's coming, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should just scream. Let me see if he can hear me. Now, tractor digging snowplow, scraping asphalt and ice makes a lot of noise.
Yeah.
So, of course he can't hear me, right?
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do.
Wait, so he couldn't see you?
He couldn't see me because the snowplow was really in front of the tractor.
Okay, yeah,
he was just like
that
lifting up
makes
stuff.
sense, yeah.
And he's getting closer, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. So finally, he gets there, and he turns on his headlights because I guess it was that time, and he realized he couldn't see very well. And there I am, and luckily I had one of those reflective strips on my snow jacket,
So
and he's like, he starts yelling at me, of course. He's like, what are you doing in the middle of my lane? I almost ran you over. And he's like, you know, giving me the talk, and I tell him, like, I'm stuck. And he's like, oh, okay. So he gets off, and he unsticks my shoe, and he's like, go inside. I'm like, okay. I'm like, have a good night. Thank you for not running me
thanks
over.
for not running me over.
And then it goes, I almost got run over by a snowplow walking home from my neighbor's house Christmas Eve. Thankfully, Mr. Ziegler didn't run me over. Something about my, oh yeah, and then all I got was hurt by, or something by my knee.
Something by your knee.
I walked away with only hurting my knee, or something like that. I don't know. We had to make it rhyme, so we were like stretching.
I was gonna say, it would have been your ankle, I think.
I was a kid, I didn't know. I was a kid.
You're like,
But
no, this part hurts.
I wrote a song, and I sing that song on the bus every morning and every afternoon.
Did you?
And my old bus driver, Mr. Lou, shout out to Mr. Lou. Mr. Lou, you're probably dead.
Ouch.
He was old, okay? I think he also had brain cancer, but Mr. Lou would yell at me to shut up. So instead of singing
Shout out
that,
to
I would
Mr.
sing Christmas
Lou.
carols, even in like mid-July.
Oh.
And he finally got used to it. But that was my story, and you guys are gonna die. So I have to go and get another battery, but I think I'm finally made it big enough. I just gotta like, did I even hit the bucket? It's fine.
Somewhat.
It's fine. Everything's fine. I just washed my hair too, so. But
Oh, you're gonna put it on?
still. Yeah, I got it. Ew, it's greasy.
Yeah, you got pumpkin
Okay,
all over your hair too.
it's fine. I'm doing it for the video. So. That is it.
There's a lot in the back of your head.
Oh well.
Oh, nice. Just waving it
There we
everywhere.
go. Perfect. Anyway, I'm gonna go get you guys a battery. Stuck in this tree.
How did you manage to do that?
So I had a dog. The dog's name was Bailey. And she was a
Okay.
Chesapeake Bay Retriever. And she absolutely loved to play fetch. And we had a buoy. And it's like, or I guess we called it a bumper. It's like a plastic thing full of air, and it had like a rope attached to it, and you throw it in the water and it'll float, and she'd go get it.
Yeah.
So anyway, we were playing out. I threw it up in the tree and it got stuck. So I'm like, okay, I had an old wagon like this one, a red wagon or a red radio flyer. We have a new one because, you know. I turned the wagon upside down, climbed on top of the wagon, and climbed on top of the tree. Started going up the branches.
Hold on. Preface. How old were you?
8 maybe? 8 or 9.
How far up the tree did you have to go?
I had to go like across that branch right there. It was
Oh,
like stuck right on
long
there.
one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm like up here,
That's not bad.
and the wagon is probably right where that wagon is. Upside down.
Upside down.
And as I'm like going across the branch, Bailey decides to grab the handle of the wagon and pull it out from underneath the tree. Now, as a 9, 10-year-old, I saw the maybe, I don't know, what would you say, 4 foot, 5 foot drop, and I said, that's doom. Like, I'm
That's
gonna die.
death.
That's death. Yeah, I'm gonna die if I do that.
As the little brain does do.
So my dog's like barking and yelping. She's like, give me my toy. So I throw down the toy, and then I say, Bailey, get the wagon. And I try to like coax her to like bring the wagon
to get
back.
the dog that has no idea what's going on to get the wagon back.
She was a smart dog, but she was not that smart. And so I'm like, okay. Bailey's not gonna help me. So she runs off. She disappears. And I'm like, oh, this is perfect. So
Wonderful.
again, whenever I'm in doom, I start screaming. So I'm like, Mom, Dad, I'm stuck in the tree. I scream for maybe like 15, 20 minutes.
Oh, nice.
And no one comes. And I think my dad was taking a nap and my mom was like vacuuming the house or something, that like she couldn't hear me scream. And you know who did hear me scream? Was Austin's dad. Mr. Roger came to my rescue, and they were like coming out of the house and they were dressed nice, so I think they were like going out to eat. And he's like, Amanda! I'm like, I turn and I'm like, you help me, I'm stuck in the tree. He comes over and he's like, come here, and he picks me up and puts me on the ground, and Austin's standing there. He's like, how'd you get in the tree? So I have to tell him the whole story, and I'm like, thank you for getting me down.
I can't believe you used the little wagon to get up there.
I was a
Little
resourceful child.
Little 8-year-old you.
Oh yeah. And if that story doesn't tell you, I was definitely a tomboy as a child. Like I would, yeah.
That's pretty impressive getting up there like that.
I know, right? And then
For
like
an
I would like,
8-year-old,
I
yeah.
laid down and like crawled across until I got to the bumper.
So you just were sitting there the whole time?
I was actually like right here.
Oh, okay.
I was right there.
Okay.
Like I wasn't out in the middle of the
So,
tree.
like,
I was
to
close to the
preface,
trunk. Okay, I
right
was
there.
like right here, like where the V is, right here. I was sitting right there when Mr. Roger came and picked me up. But yep, Mr. Roger was my hero for that day. And I go inside and I'm like, Mom! And she's like, what? And I'm like, you didn't hear me screaming for the past 20 minutes? And she's like, why are you screaming? I'm like, I was stuck in the tree. She's like, where's the dog? I'm like, I don't know, she ran away.
Oh, God.
So my dad finally gets up and he's like, where's Bailey? I'm like, I don't know, I was just stuck in a tree. He's like, how'd you get in a tree? I'm like, I climbed up there. He's like, well, that's your own fault. And he's like, how'd you get down? I'm like, Mr. Roger came out and helped me. He's like, you bothered him? I'm like, I didn't bother him, he came outside and helped me.
You saw me.
Unlike some people.
Like some people who were napping.
But yeah, there's that story. If I think of any others, I'll let
Which
you
you
guys
will.
know. Probably. So here they are. They look pretty good. His looks the best, but here's my lopsided corn smile, my mutilated heart, and the one that's missing a tooth, and your Red Bull.
And my red.
Okay, guys. Thank you guys for watching so much, and I hope you enjoyed my story time. You can come in.
Oh,
It's the
okay.
outro.
Oh, okay.
We're very proud of our pumpkins.
This is yours.
That's mine. I'm not proud of that one.
Why?
But
it's not that bad.
it does. It looks really bad. I hope it looks better when I put the candle in it. But I'll show you guys that, and then yeah, that'll be the outro. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Give this video a big thumbs up and comment your favorite part down below. Tell me what you're carving your pumpkins to look like this year. Bye! Okay.
You look so funny. Why am I so much shorter than you, even with a pumpkin head?
Because you're just short.
Oh my god, I love this. Okay. I think
How
we're
well
good.
can you see out of that?
Not well.